All right, everybody, it's Dr. Dave from www.drdavesbest and theraceagainstdeath.org. I'm here with Cesar Sucre, the Sugar Man, and Cesar is from Panama, and he's one of our great trainers down here at IHP. And Cesar is a runner, as you might have guessed, and also interested in long distance running, and has really mastered a lot of the exercises that you can do and should do on a daily basis. So basically, this is the basic 5 exercises we want you to do every day that you train, at least 4 to 5 times a week, especially in your strength building phases, but more or less all the time. These are the kinds of things that will improve not only your hamstrings and your quadriceps and your ground reaction forces from your feet and your calves and your gastrocs and your soleus, etc., but they're also going to help you transfer rotational motion. And we talked about the serape effect earlier. We're talking about hip stabilization. So what you're going to see is 5 basic exercises that slowly progress from very basic 2-legged to not so basic 1-legged. Okay, Cesar, take it away, buddy.
Alright guys, the first thing we're going to do right now is plain and simple. We're going to do body weight squats, okay? Nice and easy here. We like to put our hands behind our neck in here so we can keep that straight posture at the time we're going down, okay? Because you tend to see a lot of hip flexion because of the tight hip flexors. So we're going to start here. Very nice and easy. See? See, it's like a nice starting warm-up for those hips. See? Bilateral movement. Okay, I'm just going to do a couple of more. And from there, we're going to go and continue with the progressions, okay? Try to keep your waist in the heels, like basic standard, squatting techniques, okay?
And you can see Cesar is definitely hinging from the hips, not from the low back. He's trying to, we use the words take down here to mean create movement or create motion. And when you take motion from the spine, you are not taking it from the hips where it belongs to be taken from. So keep that in mind. Okay, Cesar, next.
All right, from there we're gonna go and add a little bit more motion. Everything is about movement. Everything is about just keep that body in constant motion. We're gonna incorporate now to the same squat a kind of three-planar movement, which is good for loading a little bit more of the balls and working on that hip mobility. That's what we like to call ABC squat. So we start with the regular squat in here, front, and we're gonna tilt to the sides, see, and side.
So he's really pushing those hips out, right, Cesar?
Pushing those hips out. See, when I'm taking my butt to the right, I really try to use my hands to generate some lever and really push that hip in the opposite direction.
Okay.
A couple more times,
yep.
You guys can see it, okay? And try to keep the feet in the same squat position, because actually that's when where the thread is gonna come from. Because if I'm basically moving like that, it's just doing the same squat in a different direction. See, we need to just to keep our feet basically in that same plane where we're doing the squats. At the time we're gonna go to the opposite side. So really working in that triplanar movement.
Really pushing those hips out, right? And really accentuate that motion. Okay, what's next for us, Cesar?
Okay, from there we're just everything should be about progression. So now going from doing bilateral movements using both of our legs, we're gonna start doing some exercises to eventually take you into the one leg. Because remember, that's one of the basics essence of locomotion. At some point, running, walking, and everything, the locomotion, one of the main essences of locomotion is that we're gonna be at some point in time on a single leg. But we have to do that progressively. See, from there we're gonna go to the split squats. The important thing about the split squats is, see, when you're gonna take this position in here, which is also a progression to a proper lunge technique. See, we would like to have our hips right here just on the squat, but if you draw an imaginary line in here, see, our femur is not gonna be aligned with our hips. That's when you know you're in the proper position to perform a split squat. You wanna start also opening those hip flexors. See, again, like I told you, if you draw an imaginary line, your femur is gonna be basically not aligned with your hip. And from there, here, see, heel off, going down, same thing. We have to try to keep those, see, that straight position, especially when we're coming down. What I like to do is usually put my hands behind my waist, see, on my lower back, to enhance a little bit more of that proper technique at the time that I'm going down with the split squat. This is a great progression to just to be a better lunger and stuff like that, because when we do lunges, movement comes into place, momentum comes into place, and it's a very easy potential to do the lunge in an appropriate way, okay? See, I'm gonna do a couple more with the other leg, see? And then from there we're going down, like that. See? Again, I can put my hands behind my legs.
Cesar, what's the difference between having your back foot up and your foot down?
You mean in here?
Yes, if you try to force your...
It's less of surface, so it's actually another type of progression. See, it's less base of support.
Okay.
If I'm here, it's gonna like challenge your balance a little bit more. It's less of the base of support you're gonna have in the ground.
Okay.
See? And from there, what we're gonna do is the one leg anterior reach.
Okay.
Which is a great exercise. Now we're gonna actually progress to the single leg patterns. This is a great tool and a great exercise to enhance the locomotion pattern. See? So what you want to try to do in this one is, if I'm gonna be on if my left leg is gonna be on the ground, then my right hand is the one that's gonna try to reach. I mean, you can do it with that same hand, but it's gonna be hard because you'll be working basically. See, ipsilateral, which will actually is gonna just challenge a little more the coordination. You want to have that contralateral movement that you use when you're running.
Right.
So that's the other way would you like to do it, like that. See.
Right.
So from there, on a single leg, we would like to just reach down, bend the knee a little, and come back up. See.
Okay.
And extend.
So you're putting your back leg is off the ground, it's going back, and your front leg is the base leg, obviously, and you're going through a bit of a running motion there, just like you could sort of imagine. Yeah, it's a little bit accentuated, but if you tighten this up a little bit, you could see that Cesar would be running.
We're going to do deceleration of the glutes, hamstring, and all this stuff, which is important to prevent injuries.
Right. So this is the perfect agonist-antagonist exercise for runners. And Cesar, I know that sometimes if you really want to show off, you come off the ball of the foot just to add that little extra bit. So why don't you show us that? There it is, a little bit up off the ball of the foot when he comes up. And that makes it even stronger. Beautiful. So.
And from there, our last exercise is going to be basically a single leg squat.
Single leg squat, right?
Single leg squat, just like to enhance and promote a little bit more of a single leg strength.
Okay.
Strength on the knee joint and all the all the legs, particularly. See.
Okay.
There are two different ways actually to do the single leg squat. You can do it with the leg of the front, which actually is going to be emphasize a little bit more in the quads.
Quads.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to do a couple those in there. See.
Right.
Cool. And I can go with the leg in the back. It's going to emphasize a little bit more in the glutes.
Okay.
I want to do it from this side so you guys can see.
Okay.
Yeah,
and that's more the running mechanics type of exercise, correct? You can see this one coming out of the blocks or just running. And Cesar's not having to go all the way down because you don't do that when you run. It's unnecessary. If you want to build phenomenal quad strength and balance, you can do that. But for runners, what'd you say, maybe a quarter to a third of the way down? Just a repetition, especially for distance runners. Cesar, real quick on this concept of these 5 exercises, how many reps would you do?
You can keep it on the same, let's say hypertrophy patterns from 8 to 15, or functional patterns from 10 to 20. As you're getting more and more familiar with the exercise, eventually we like to keep it from 10 to 20 reps each, each side, or from the functional modalities, which is pretty much the type of exercises we're doing right now.
All right. And would you do maybe 3 sets or
3 to 4 sets? Remember, always with progression. Always listen to your body and let the body tell you how many reps you can do, and from there you're gonna go to the traditional patterns or standard amount of reps that you're supposed to be doing with the exercises.
Right. And one final point here for everybody out there who's running, you may find these a lot more difficult than you think at first. Pay strict attention to your form. Do these in the mirror so you're not wobbling all over the place. And if you are losing your form, then shorten the exercise up. Don't go down as far with your squats. Right. Just keep the form until you can get, and you'll progress into a better and better form and deeper into the exercise.
Absolutely.
And beautiful, Cesar. Thanks so very much.
Thank you so much, guys. I hope this information will be helpful for you guys.
Cesar Sucre, ladies and gentlemen, from Institute of Human Performance, Boca Raton.